Space, the final frontier. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is finally here. A series created by Paramount due in large to fans frequently and loudly asking, nearly demanding it. This series is led by characters central to the original Star Trek pilot, Captain Christopher Pike, Commander Una Chen Riley, also known as Number 1, and Lieutenant Commander Spock. This first episode takes place about 5.5 or 6-ish years before the original series, which is often referred to as TOS in Trek circles. Taking the crew of the original Star Trek pilot and making a series 57 years later is unusual, but here we are. And unusual can be good. Strange New Worlds draws heavily from the formulas of the original series, The Next Generation, and Star Trek Enterprise. It's the crew of the Enterprise seeking out new life and new civilizations. Now, on to my review of the first episode. Captain Pike, suffering from post-traumatic and future traumatic stress, is called back from leave a bit early to find his missing first officer, Commander Una Chen Riley. He calls up his science officer, Lieutenant Commander Spock, to get the Enterprise ready, and they head out. This episode revolves around an Earth-like planet on the brink due to division, mistrust, and superpowered weapons. Earth-like. Captain Pike does what Starfleet captains have to do: balance non-interference with the greater good. This episode was clearly written to be a throwback to the best of TOS and TNG. And it's good, especially for a first episode. Will it reach the critical acclaim and pulp culture levels of the previous shows set on the Enterprise? No one knows, but there are some strong indicators that that is possible, quite possible. Namely, Anson Mount as Pike. He has already done more with this role than Jeffrey Hunter did in 1965. This is an ensemble piece, but the success of this series will hinge mostly on the writers and the performances of the big three, Pike, Una, and Spock. We don't get to see enough of Una, played by Rebecca Romijn, in this first episode, but I have high hopes that she is perfectly cast. Ethan Peck plays this version of Spock, who is somewhere between the Spock of the 1965 pilot and the Spock of the original series, which is exactly where he should be. We also meet Cadet Uhura and Nurse Chapel, who will surely have much more to do in the upcoming episodes. There are many new characters as well, but one new character I'm unsure about. And I think that's by design. We shall see. Trek does what core Trek often does, projects issues we face in our real-world present into their fictional future and then reflect it back to us via their characters and settings. I give the first episode a B as an episode of Star Trek compared to the bar they seek to be measured against. Trek at its best. But I give it an A for the first episode of a new series. The way the show is set up, you don't need decades of Trek knowledge to follow, but having that lore in my awareness certainly deepens my appreciation for it. Yet I envy those who get to have this show as their entry point into the franchise, because they have so many adventures to go and discover. That's the end of my review. However, spoiler ahead. Okay. Still there? Now, if you've seen the episode and you were wondering where James Kirk is, if my in-universe awareness and knowledge is reliable and accurate, and I'm remembering things correctly, he's in Starfleet, and he's active. He's currently either the executive officer or the second officer on the USS Farragut. We will meet him in this series later, but this show isn't about Captain Kirk and his Enterprise crew. It's about Captain Pike and this Enterprise crew, some of whom will serve with Kirk later. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, you know the gig. Click like, let me know what you thought of Strange New Worlds, and please share this video with your past and future Trek friends. I will be talking Trek matters with you weekly, as well as other entertainment and/or historical matters on Matters With.